Hello guys and welcome back to Snapper Raccoon, and on this video this is part 1 of the Rezzed collection, and I'm going to be talking about Gang Beasts. Now this is made by Bone Loaf, who are a small studio of about 3 or 4 people who are based mainly in Sheffield in the UK. The game itself is a multiplayer co-op party game with a multi-stage boss fights set in the fictional town of Beef City. Now at the minute this is single player, but the most endearing aspect to this and the most fun aspect is the 4-player co-op, which unfortunately I cannot show you because this is still the demo and it's only local co-op at the minute. But what we're going to say is what drew me to this game at Rezzed was the fact that the alpha models, which is what they are at the minute, for the characters appeared to look like jelly babies, which you can see from on the screen. It looks quite funny. The ragdoll physics as well that they've done with the game is quite funny. It really is, and on closer inspection it was obvious to see why there was always a substantial crowd of people around the game, always laughing their head off. And it's mainly because, and this is what we dubbed it, this isn't in any of the description, this is what we dubbed it as we were walking around. It's a 4-player jelly baby crotch grabbing simulator, basically because you can punch, push, grab, drag, toss and kind of do anything to your opponents to try and chuck them into the objects that are floating around. And depending on the map, as you'll show later on in this video, I'll show a couple of the other maps that are available. As soon as you knock them down, or even if you're fighting them, you can use the trigger buttons or the grab buttons. I'm playing this on the PC, by the way. I'm using the Xbox 360 controller, so the trigger button, the LB and RB, use your left hand and right hand for punching, but if you hold both of them in, you kind of latch on and grab your opponent. So obviously, as you can see, I'm just winging some punches at this guy right now, knocking him down. He is dead. So if I just grab, I can celebrate as well, obviously. But if I just grab him, I can drag him around, and I've got my other hand stuck to the floor, what an idiot. But yeah, you can drag him around and try and, if there is a combustible element in the environment, you can do it. And also you can just pick them up and just chuck them around if you wanted to. But the AI on this, when you're playing on your own, is quite difficult to beat. Especially if there's a throng of people like this and I'm just trying to run away. But this is a hell of a lot of fun, and for me this was the game of the show. This was the funniest game, and there was a lot of people who agreed with me, especially if you got your 4 friends. It goes back to going back to having 4 people around, 4 mates around, having like a pizza, beer night, that kind of thing, and just being able to sit down and just play for bragging rights, so to speak. Kind of on the same range of like playing like Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers or that kind of thing. But this big pink dude, it's just quite scary. But what I think happened is, if they do defeat you, they celebrate over your dead body. So it's quite fun. But now we're going to go in, I'm going to show you a couple of the other maps. This is the incinerator map. Now, as you can see, the big glow in the middle, if you actually are doing this and it's 4-player co-op, you can chuck them onto there, knock them down onto that, they'll go into the fire and they die. It is round based, so you each have a set number of lives we can set. I think it's set to 5 as by default, but I'm assuming that when this become live, there will be other bits that you can do with it. And now we're going to switch over to another map. We are going to be going on to the ring, which is basically one big little wrestling ring with the Bone Loaf symbol in the middle. Now this was one of the ones that I didn't actually play on when I was actually in Rezzed, but I saw people playing on it. It was quite fun because if people try and get lift up, they could latch onto the ropes. I'm just trying to just run around and just pretend I'm in a wrestling ring. But yeah, it is quite fun. As you can see, you can hang on to the ropes, make yourself a bit more difficult to get thrown out. But this was just so much fun, and hopefully, and obviously I could kill myself then as well. But obviously, further on as this game develops, hopefully I'll be able to show you more, because I've got contact information for the people at Bone Loaf. This was the insane one that I played there. You can just chuck them in anywhere, into them grind bits on the right hand side, in the middle, anything like that, or even just beat them up and knock them down. It is quite fun. So yeah, I've got the contact information for the Bone Loaf people. They spoke to 2 or 3 of the development guys. They're really nice guys. Ended up having a walk around with one of them round there. It was quite fun. But anyway, this has been Gang Beasts. I've been Snapper Raccoon, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys. Tra. Do a Rezzed collection. I've got some alpha codes and some beta stuff from some of the games that I've played. I've got it just before Rezzed, the press pass stuff, or I've got it while I was at Rezzed and getting out cards and giving me demos for the game content. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to feature some of the games that I actually enjoyed, but also as well some of the stuff